But basically, we're having the retail investors doing a bit of selling. Today was a quiet day, as with most Mondays, and obviously we can't read too much into that. But on overall, we saw good support in the market, and the market was broadly flat and a little bit of profit selling, as you mentioned.
One of the big movers on Friday was housing finance, and today the stock out with its results. Quite impressive, but it's still a pretty expensive stock, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. But if you look at the price to book value, basically most of the investors are looking at that. It's quite cheap on a price to book value. But obviously the valuation on a PE basis is quite high. But if you look at the growth, they posted a growth of earnings were growing at about 53%. And obviously that means that the PE ratio is going to contract very quickly going forward. And so on a PEG ratio, it's actually quite attractive.
What sort of forecast can we actually have for the stock if the PE does drop?
I think the mortgage sector actually presents quite a bit of opportunities, and obviously, housing finance has developed quite a bit of expertise in that segment, and we expect that to continue, especially with the key shareholder, basically Equity Bank, which has about 25% stake in the bank in the mortgage firm. We think that would be very good going forward, and given the construction sector, the way it's been performing, we think this year is still going to be quite robust.
Just in terms of that Equity Bank stake in housing finance, of course, we did hear wind last week at the company's AGM that there could be a possible hostile takeover bid by Equity to housing finance. What's the latest on that, or is it all just speculation at this stage?
I think that's a lot of speculation. In fact, I don't think Equity Bank would be able to take over. I don't think the intention is actually to take over housing finance. I think that would present a lot of regulatory challenges. And in any case, they would have to pay a substantial premium. And I'm not sure whether an acquisition or a merger of some sort would actually be accretive to the bank in general. So I think what the bank would be looking to do is probably try and act as a front office to get probably mortgages from its large client base and channel them through housing finance, and probably try to make a profit out of that arrangement, probably share the back office and so on.
Eric, very quickly, news out today also that Scan Group is planning to take a majority stake in its rival Ogilvy East Africa. What is your view on that?
Obviously, there's a common shareholding there. We have WPP, the largest marketing communications firm in the globe, and it has some shareholding in Ogilvy and as well Scan Group. And I think WPP has decided that Scan Group is going to be basically its the key company to actually expand across Africa. And so Ogilvy is just coming under arms of Scan Group, and Scan Group will continue to expand across Africa in marketing services. I think eventually WPP will be looking to actually have a controlling stake in Scan Group over the next probably 3 to 5 years.